everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound in this pandemic, and I hope that everyone is ready to learn something new today. But first, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit that bell notification so you know my videos come out, generally between 3 and 4. And please subscribe to my channel. By you subscribing to my channel, it makes me feel that you appreciate what I'm doing, and I thank you all so much. And as a reward, I will be giving one random subscriber who comments $20 when I reach 200 subscribers. I know I'm going to get there, I'm just trying to get there a little faster. Okay, so today's Monday, Mets Monday. So I'm going to be doing something a little different, okay? Mets expect cold bats to be scorching soon. So as we've seen in the past week or two, the Mets haven't been able to hit. Now, why they're not hitting, I don't know. I mean, I have my speculation. You know, I'm not a manager. I've been following the Mets for a long time. But I used to play baseball, and my opinion, common sense or basics, you know, the strike zone is here, not here, not here. Well, I mean, I'm sitting down, so it's kind of hard to do it, but I'm talking about if the ball is hitting the ground, it's not the strike zone. If the ball is, you know, above your head, it's not the strike zone. I've seen many Mets players swinging their balls that are on the ground. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, try to be a little more selective in what you swing at. Maybe that might help them. I don't know. If Rojas is listening to me, try that. Try to, you know, explain to them where the strike zone is. Because I watch a lot of other teams that hit, and they try to keep it within the strike zone. It's just my idea. Anyway. So let's see what they have to say here. New York. Jeff McNeil and Michael Conforto are back in the Mets' everyday lineup. Brendan Nimmo and J.D. Davis are set to join soon, and still New York's offense has not managed to ramp up its production. In what becoming a troubled trend, the Mets couldn't score against former teammate Zach Wheeler in a 4-2 loss to the Phillies on Sunday at Citi Field, settling instead for a series split. The Mets have lost 8 of their last 13 games, which has been palatable only because the NL East lead has barely budged, slimming from 5 games to 4. Over that stretch, their hitters have averaged 2.2 runs per game and have been shut out 4 times. So the facts are there. Okay. Even for a first-place team, such offensive figures are hard to ignore. 8 weeks after their firing of hitting coach Chili Davis, the Mets have posted nearly identical statistics under his replacement. Maybe it wasn't Chili Davis' fault, just saying. Hugh Qualabong. Some of that has been due to the fact that they played long stretches without multiple key offensive pieces. But the rest has been because nearly every member of the starting lineup has underperformed compared to previous career norms. Okay, why? To a man, the Mets insist that will change in time. I don't think there's any panic or rush or anxiousness at all, said first baseman Pete Alonso, who had 3 of the Mets' 7 hits. We're still not halfway over with the season. We still have so much baseball left. There's going to be times when we're scorching hot, and there's going to be times when it's not going to be like that. The Mets had 2 prime chances to score against Wheeler on Sunday. The first of them occurred in the first inning when Francisco Lindor doubled and Alonso singled with no one out. But Conforto popped up and James McCann grounded out to end that threat. 4 innings later, the Mets put their first 2 men on base. At Luis Guillorme lined out, manager Luis Rojas elected not to use a pinch hitter for reliever Ori Oswald, who bunted. McNeil then flew out to the end of the inning. I've seen that they have bases loaded with no outs and they couldn't score because they weren't making contact. You got to make contact. You don't have to get a base hit. I think a lot of them are going for home runs. That's what it is. They finally pushed across 2 runs against the Phillies bullpen to avoid a shutout on an Alonso RBI single and a Kevin Pillar home run. I think it's something that's going to click, Rojas said of the offense. The guys are going to connect their bats. We have Conforto presence. We have McNeil presence in the lineup. those guys are going to start hitting and they're going to start connecting with Lindor and Alonso, who are swinging better right now. Yes, they are, but not as good as they should be. It's something that I expect to happen because we've seen it happen in the past. It was telling that when Major League Baseball announced position player finalists for the All-Star Game on Sunday, no Mets were among them. What's more, every Met was several 100,000 votes or more away from qualifying, which is unusual considering the pedigree of this bunch. McNeil, Lindor, Alonso, Conforto, and McMahon have all been All-Stars in the past. Producing at the level is not foreign to them. So McNeil's been out for a while, so to vote for him, he's not even been there. Same thing with Conforto. Now, Lindor has not been performing the way he should be. Alonso is not what he was last 2 years. And McCann hasn't been performing as well as he should be. So that's probably why they're not in there. Well, I mean, if you want to put people in there, you have to vote for them. Just saying, go on and vote. Now, we just collectively have not gotten hot at the same time, Pilar said earlier this weekend. So you can actually do a write-in vote. I actually voted for Kevin Pilar to be in the All-Star Game. He has the heart, after everything he's gone through, and he's hitting well, and I think he deserves to be in the All-Star Game. If you agree with me, vote for him. We've had an offensive explosion here and there, but just consistently throughout the game. It seems like when we get big hits for someone, we have at-bats that aren't so good for someone else. It just seems like we haven't gotten in the role yet. We are confident in each other. Unlike the rotation, which the Mets figured to upgrade before the non-waiver trade deadline, the lineup is not so easy to fix. Okay? Again, the lineup is not so easy to fix. So the lineup is who goes first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Why can't you change from, instead of putting someone first or third, put them fourth or fifth? You could have the same players, but kind of like change the position. I remember last year? Well, many times they had the pitcher going 8th instead of 9th. It's an idea, Unless you got DeGrom, because he pitches, he hits, he does everything. Too bad we didn't have a whole team of DeGroms. The Mets have veterans entrenched at every position. The team is not going to replace Stumping Catcher McCann, for instance, after signing to him a $40.6 million deal this winter, which they shouldn't. They are certainly not going to trot anyone else other than Lindor out at shortstop for the rest of the season. No, they shouldn't. They should leave him in there, but maybe, occasionally take him out for a day here and there to give him a break. Maybe he needs a rest. We all do. While it's possible the Mets could deal one of their other players in a blockbuster type deal, it's never easy to blow up a contending roster midseason. And that's what makes the Mets' current offensive predicament so difficult to solve. The team has little choice but to keep trotting out the same eight hitters and hope that the water rises to its level. If you make a mistake, and you make a mistake again and again and again, you're not learning from your mistake. Just saying. You put Diaz in an unsafe situation. He's got a 5-point-something ERA. He messes up. And what happens? You do it again, he messes up again. So don't put him in for a non-safe situation. Duh. Just saying. To that end, when Davis returns from the injured list in early July, the Mets should be able to put the opening day lineup on the field for the first time since early May. I don't think it has to do with the opening day lineup, because in the beginning they weren't doing that good. I think that the players that are playing now, the pitching has been good. They have one of the lowest ERAs of any team. Their bullpen has been actually pretty good. In recent years, it's been like one of the worst this year. Their defense is phenomenal. You know how many runs I've seen saved by people? Yesterday, Conforto and Pilar saved the run. Perhaps that will be enough to spark Lindor, McNeil, Conforto, and others. Perhaps it won't. If not, as if the Mets have much other choice but to wait and see. People forget how long 162 games really is. Alonso said, I mean, it is a marathon. I have no doubt that we're going to be scorching hot. It's not solely about how you start, it's about how you finish. I agree with him. Okay. Worth noting, the Mets announced after Sunday's game that Marcus Stroman would depart the club for a few days following the passing of his grandmother. My condolences to you, Marcus. Regardless of whether Stroman goes on MLB's bereavement list, the Mets expect him back in the time for his next start against the Yankees. So speaking of that, this weekend they're going to be against the Yankees. So the Yankees are not doing much better than the Mets, which is a good thing for the Mets. Sorry, but I'm a Mets fan. I just hope that we have good pitching. I hope that we get DeGrom in one of those games. I don't know. You know, I would really like to see DeGrom, Walker, and Stroman pitch those 3 games. Don't know if it's going to happen because they have unless they bring people up. I know they have ice off or something like that. He pitched the other day. He's going to be pitching today. So, hey, he pitched well, so give him another chance. Same thing with the other one, Tyler something. I forget what his name was. Middle or something like that. Millet. I don't remember. But, hey, we need 5 starters. We cannot get away with a bullpen session. That's the biggest problem. Not having a starting pitcher and doing like many people pitching one game. No, you can't do that. You need to have a starter. You need to have 5 starters. Lucchesi's out for the rest of the season. Carrasco's not back. Thor's not back. So you only have maybe 3 or 4 starters at the most. You need another starter. Just saying, you need to get another starter. One of these guys does well, keep him there for a while. That's just, makes sense. Anyway, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. Hit that bell notification so you know my videos come out. And like I said, do me a favor and subscribe to enter into a chance to win $20 when I reach 200 subscribers. Okay. Go out and vote. If you want your Mets in there, then you got to vote for them. If you don't vote, they're not going to get there. Okay. Stay safe. I will see you tomorrow, where I will probably be doing a food video. Not sure yet what. Depends on what my wife makes.